Hello everyone, it's Jamal Thomas. Welcome to the Progressive Soapbox. So let me make sure I am up. I would have did a show last night, but I was having trouble getting online, so I didn't push it. Or at least I tried to, but my signal was extremely slow. Okay, good. And good. Perfect. Alright, so I am seeing green, but I'm also seeing red on the side. Come on. All right, good. So guys, happy Saturday. Hopefully this is a happy Saturday. A few announcements before I start. Coming up next week, Grant Cameron. That show is not to be missed. That is going to be an amazing show. Grant is one of my favorite UFO guys. And even if you don't believe everything Grant is saying, it will be a fucking phenomenal show. Hard Bastard is also going to be here on Wednesday. Grant is going to be here at 5. Hard Bastard is going to be here at 6. That should also be a good show. Hard Bastard is right of center. Deals with the BS that the media pushes. Now, we don't necessarily always see eye to eye, but on that particular point, I agree with him on a lot of that stuff in the sense that the media pushes a particular narrative and truth is not the point of the narrative. So both of those shows should be fucking phenomenal. One thing before I start, guys, I want to say I appreciate the support that you guys give to the channel. And what I mean by that is when my channel was shut down, you had all of these people who were giving these, I guess, messages of support. And even having to go at YouTube for the censorship. I just want to say I appreciate you guys for coming to my assistance on that. Aside from coming to my assistance on that, there's also this thing of, if you watch my show, if you share my videos, even if you disagreed with me, meaning even if you disagree with something I'm saying, but at the very least you gave me the benefit of the doubt, I appreciate it. So thank you very much. For those who donate through Super Cash, for those who donate through Patreon, again, absolutely appreciate it. Thank you very much. Last night, I was on Twitter. And as I was on Twitter, I saw this little blurb to come up for Rachel Maddow. This is Maddow blog. And she shared this video of Rachel Maddow. Now, this video was in a fit of Trump derangement syndrome. Full-blown fit, foaming at the mouth of Trump derangement syndrome, attacking Donald Trump for peace talks. Literally, somebody who's supposed to be on the left attacking Donald Trump for accepting peace talks. Now, I'm going to show you what she said for this, but just to give you a little basis, or just to give a little summary of background. Kim Jong-un, leader of North Korea, has offered peace talks or offered talks about the nuclear program with Donald Trump. Donald Trump accepted this. Now, personally, I would prefer these guys talk as opposed to where things have been going. Now, if you remember, Donald Trump has made allusions to this thing of his nuclear button is larger than the other guy's nuclear button. The saber rattling, acting like he's going to attack the continent or taking, we're not taking any options off the table. Fact is, any attack on North Korea is going to be an attack on South Korea and an attack on Japan. The moment that you hit North Korea, you cannot defend South Korea and Japan from a monumental attack. There is no military solution to the thicket that is North Korea. None. Fact is, we've made our lives somewhat difficult because we weren't necessarily trustworthy. Like, think of the agreements that we made across the world. And we broke those agreements. We've been going into one country after the next, kicking over those countries. Even with Gaddafi, destroying that country under the pretense of a humanitarian crisis. Now, if you're North Korea, and from your perspective as North Korea, the United States killed 1/5 of your population in that last war. The United States doesn't remember that war, but you remember that war because technically for you, that war has never really ended. They killed 1/5 of your population in that war. They destroyed 75% of that country in that war. right now, as we speak, technically that war is not over with, and there are military personnel, United States troops, still on the border of that country. North Korea and South Korea still have war games in which they pretend as if they're invading North Korea. North Korea has hated all of these things because, for all intents and purposes, they are very, very aware of the damage that took place in the last war with the United States, and they are very aware that these guys are saber rattling. Now, the media in the United States presents this as if these guys are nuts, these guys are insane, and these guys are just this kind of nuclear power that are losing their minds, as opposed to rational actors that are trying to defend their territory. The nuclear bomb in this case is used as a deterrent. That's my point. If you want to ensure the integrity of your particular borders, and you don't want the United States to attack your country, and you want to have some defense, you want to be able to show your teeth in some way, the nuclear bomb, from the standpoint of North Korea, has been their way of showing their teeth. If you attack us, there will be consequences to Japan and to the South. Your interests will be materially hurt if you attack us. That's the point of them having the nuclear weapon. They're not going to give that nuclear weapon up, nor should they give that nuclear weapon up. It will make no sense for them to do so. The moment that you do that, you allow yourself to be attacked. You would have to believe that the United States is going to stay with any agreement that the United States has made. Did the United States stop expanding NATO? No, the United States expanded NATO to the borders of Russia, despite giving assurances that they wouldn't do such a thing. Did the United States take advantage of Russia going belly up, or the Soviet Union going belly up? Yes, they did. Some people got magnificently wealthy off of that country going belly up. I'm making this point that we don't attack other nuclear powers. And Kim Jong-un, whatever you want to believe of what's taking place in his country, and this is not a defense of Jong-un, this is just a political analysis of it, believes that having a weapon is a deterrent. And he's right. It is a deterrent. Like I said, the moment that you attack them, South Korea and Japan is also going to come under attack immediately. That's the first point. Rachel Maddow's issue with this was, well, wait a minute. The president has made an agreement to go talk to a dictator in another country. I'm going to show you that. But let me go to Business Insider first, just so we have a clear idea on what's taking place. One of America's closest allies could be the biggest loser if talks between Trump and Kim Jong-un go south. While President Donald Trump's acceptance of the invitation to meet with North Korea's leader shocked the world on Thursday, no other nation could have been more alarmed than Japan. Now, this is the biggest argument that I could get to back up what Rachel Maddow was saying on this. I'm trying to be fair to her. Because her biggest argument was, why haven't any other president decided to do this? And in this case, all of this is supposing, however, though, that this goes south. That the gamble on this is if this goes south. Does Rachel Maddow know that we've been saber-rattling with that country? That we've been talking about nuclear bombs and nuclear weapons, and we literally, people didn't necessarily know whether there was going to be an armed conflict between the two nations. Between those things, which is preferable? Having a conversation with the person, or this kind of standoff that causes a military conflict, or that spirals into a military conflict. Let's keep going. The Japanese government received no warning of Trump's decision, according to the New York Times. Trump is believed to have immediately accepted the invitation after South Korean officials briefed him at the White House. They, too, were reportedly bewildered by his quick response. Now, let me show Maddow's clip. Look, the point I'm trying to get across is, an invitation to Donald Trump was offered to meet with Kim Jong-un. Donald Trump accepted that invitation to talk to Kim Jong-un about the nuclear deterrent and nuclear weapons. There's one more part of this at the White House. Let's see, where is it? Now, Trump in the White House is assuring that the tenor of the United States has not changed. Right here. U.S. officials asserted that a Trump-Kim meeting would hinge on the basis that we see concrete and verifiable steps with regards to North Korea's commitment for refraining from nuclear and missile testing. He's given a condition. All right, now let's hear what Maddow has to say.
Approach the idea of a personal presidential meeting with the North.
Look, my point here, and just to make the point before I show a video, you should want, as a lefty, to try to tamp down on this idea of conflict. And if that means having your president, not just that, a Republican president, being willing to have a conversation with somebody who up to this point he has been saber rattling with and has been putting very specific preconditions of they need to get rid of their weapons, they need to do all of this stuff before I even have a conversation with them. How are you as a lefty attacking the guy for peace talks? That's amazing. Like, you're literally attacking the president of the United States because that president of the United States, in an oddity for a Republican, has said, yes, I will go and I will have a conversation with these guys about tamping down on their nuclear arsenal. Rachel Maddow is not on board with us. Let's take a look. Derangement 101.
What is totally unprecedented, what is brand new, is the announcement tonight that for the first time ever, a sitting U.S. president will meet himself with the dictator of North Korea. Trump and Kim Jong-un meeting personally and directly, according to tonight's announcement, and planning to do so, reportedly, just a few weeks from now. Now, you might imagine another president in this circumstance. Kim Jong-un makes a request. Do you want to meet? You might think like another president in this circumstance. You could imagine a president asking himself or herself, why has no other American president ever agreed to do this? Why has no sitting American president ever met with a leader from North Korea? Why has that never happened in all the decades North Korea has existed as a nation? Why hasn't any other president ever done? Should I take that to mean that this might be a particularly risky or even an unwise move? See,
before we get too far into this, how does she know that? How does she know that? Like, look, it's one thing if you're asking a question of a legit question. Is this person doing this? You're asking a question. You're asking a question because you want to know information about something. That's not the point that she's doing here. She's throwing this out there in order to give this insinuation that Donald Trump just did this on the fly, without talking to anybody, without coming to any kind of, she's trying to give this insinuation that Donald Trump didn't think about this one iota before doing it, that he didn't talk to anybody before doing it, and also that no other president has agreed to such a thing. We're going to challenge that afterwards. Let's let her finish.
I think that's how most presidents would approach the idea of a personal presidential meeting with the North Korean dictator. I think a lot of people probably suspect tonight that those are not the kinds of questions that this president asked himself before agreeing to this meeting. But this is the president we have, and he said yes to North Korea.
A few things. A, she doesn't know if that was the conversation, meaning she doesn't know if Donald Trump asked himself those questions. She doesn't know if Donald Trump had those questions with other people in his cabinet or is in his circle. She doesn't know it. She's just throwing that out there for her audience. Her audience has a very specific view of Donald Trump. I myself think Donald Trump is incompetent. Do I know, though, that he just kind of on the fly made this choice without talking to anybody else or asking themselves these questions? No, I don't know that. I don't know that. And she doesn't know that either. This is something she just throwing in front of her audience. The second point, why hasn't any other president come to this conclusion, or why hasn't any other president met with North Korea? And regardless of whether or not another president has decided to meet with North Korea, should that be the bar on the door for any other president in perpetuity? If this was Hillary Clinton or if this was Obama, would Rachel Maddow be on the show screaming about this? And don't misunderstand me. She's a political hack in the same way that Republicans are political hacks. If this was the other way around, where this was Hillary Clinton, and Hillary Clinton decided to do this, Rachel Maddow will be on this show backing Hillary Clinton up, while Fox News will be on the show bashing Hillary Clinton for the same choice. So understand the quantities that you're dealing with in this situation. Point I want to get at here, though, is no other president has considered doing this. Is that true? Is that true? That is not true. In fact, I remember when this was a big deal back in 2008. Because I don't remember Rachel Maddow taking issue with Obama when Obama said the same thing.
But we're also going to have to, I believe, engage in tough, direct diplomacy with Iran. And this is a major difference that I have with Senator McCain. This notion that by not talking to people, we are punishing them has not worked. It has not worked in Iran. It has not worked in North Korea. In each instance, our efforts at isolation have actually accelerated their efforts to get nuclear weapons. That will change when I'm president of the United States.
When Rachel Maddow sat with Obama, she should have had that conversation with him. She should have gotten across to Obama that she had issues with him bringing up this thing of meeting with leaders without preconceptions, because those things, those situations have not gotten better by holding those guys at arm's length. Explain to me. Explain to me. Not associated with North Korea, meaning not engaging with them, not interacting with them. Does Rachel Maddow believe that the saber rattling and the bringing up the nuclear weapons and the taking warships into that region of the world, does she honestly believe that things have gotten better because of that? Or is she, for all intents and purposes, just making political hay of something that she wouldn't have made political hay with if Hillary Clinton had made the exact same choice? I could not find anything where she's criticizing Obama for this. I could find nothing. Rachel Maddow is a political hack. And this is purely done for her audience. It's chumbing. So, this video wasn't meant to be long. I was just kind of putting it out there. So, let's see. Yeah. Alright, let's see who's here. That's my point. That's my main point. This video wasn't meant to be long. It was trying to make this point of she's taking issue with something that the guy's trying to have peace talks. He's literally saying, I will have a conversation with Kim Jong-un in the context of nuclear talks. And her argument here is, and I don't even think she's making an argument. Her biggest thing is, hey, I mean, other presidents wouldn't have done this. Why is Donald Trump doing this? Other presidents wouldn't have done this. I mean, this is the president that we have. This president is willing to have peace talks. That bastard. Look how incompetent he is. He's willing to have peace talks. This woman is calling herself a lefty. And she is going after the president for wanting to have peace talks. That is fucking insane. Regardless of what side of the political spectrum you're on, if the president of the United States is willing to have peace talks as opposed to have some kind of conflict, some kind of either nuclear exchange or conventional exchange of weaponry, I would prefer the peace talks. I would prefer the peace talks. So I don't know where Rachel Maddow is on this front. Clearly she seems to be on the other side of, you should not talk to your enemies. But she's only on that side because it's Donald Trump. When Obama was taking that same position, I could not find anything where she was criticizing him on that front. So yeah. Let's see what's here. Jim Hayden, Russia, Russia, Russia. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Chuck E. Cheese. I personally thought the sanctions seemed like a bad idea. Diplomatically, what the heck do I know? You know, it's funny. I mean, I don't like the saber rattling. I don't like it at all. You have a country that's already like dirt poor. And you're putting that country in even more dire straits. We had an agreement at one point with North Korea. We had an agreement with them. When George Bush came out and called them as part of the axis of evil, what that agreement went to shit at that point. It went to shit. So yeah, there's that. Dave LH. Maddow sold her soul. Can I hear Weasel saying, you've done it again, BL. Please say someone get that reference. You've done it again, BL. I don't know what BL is. Blue Bell 51. If she didn't talk about Russia, she'd have to talk about banking deregulation bill that the Democrats pushed through. Oh, she would never bring that up. She is not going to bring up a banking deregulation bill. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. All this Russia talk is flat out xenophobic, Monkey Island. All this Russia talk is xenophobic. I agree with you. Absolutely agreed. Luca Clemente. Maddow. Trump says the sky is blue, so it must be green. This is the president that we have saying that the sky is blue. This is the president that we have that's saying that the sky is blue. TDS is a powerful disease, and most sufferers have a long way to go until the fever breaks. Yeah, Bob. Agreed. Agreed. It's laughable propaganda. Agreed. Agreed. It is laughable propaganda. All right, guys. My channel looked like it's doing bad things, so I'm going to end this. And I think it's... yeah, my channel's doing weird things. So I'm going to kill this... well, it's fine. That seems to be going okay. Jim Hayden, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thanks, Jim. Little Rocket Man. Super awoke as fuck. Little Rocket Man. That's the wild part. Donald Trump was calling this guy Rocket Man, and they're talking about exchanging missiles. You've gotten to the point where they're actually having a conversation. He's willing to talk. How is that bad? How is that bad? So, alright, guys. I'm going to end this because my stream is coming on and off. So, I'm going to repush this. I'm going to repush the live version of it because the stream is fluctuating back and forth. So, sorry that it's screwing up, and I'll try to figure out what's going on my end. Thanks, guys. Y'all have a good one.